Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, I'm glad that my last video, the one about the Greens that I ranted at so much, happened. Because that got then a lot of that anger out of me, a lot of that pent-up frustration out of me. And I'm glad that it has, because had it not, then I would have absolutely blown my top at this one. And this is not one that you want to be blowing your top at. But it is one that I think will get a lot of other people very, very angry. There is at least a £1.5 billion black hole in the budget, as we know. I did that video earlier, although it's probably nearer 2 billion. But that's okay. It doesn't matter how much debt and black holes there is, so long as there is enough money for Hamza Yousaf to ensure that a mosque linked to the Iranian state can be given over £250,000 of your money. Why is the Scottish government giving any money at all to a mosque or to any religious foundation that is alien to these shores? Let's have a look at this. Let's keep calm and let's question where your money is going and why. Let's have a look. Right, so as I say, got to keep calm on this one. Let's go with it. Keep calm, of course, but still be angry. But just be calmly angry, quietly angry. The SNP government has handed £372,000 of the taxpayer money, to a mosque with links to the Iranian state. Questions have been raised after it was revealed that the Scottish Government gave out thousands in grants to a charity based in Glasgow, which is located in a controversial mosque. All mosques are controversial, and I'm going to tell you why. If I was to open up a building in this country and say, right, men that side, women that side, women are not allowed to go over there, it's men only, I'd be run out of town. I'd be closed down in, no time at all. Oh, you got to do that, blah, 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 segregation and all that. You're allowed to do it in a mosque. Why? Is it because there's a lack of balls to say, no, you cannot separate people here. Men and women cannot be separated by sex. If you don't like the rules of this country, please make alternative arrangements. And certainly there should be no charity allowed. You cannot have an Islamic charity in the Western world because of division. They don't allow gays. They don't like gays. Gays must be killed. That's the rules. Men and women are segregated because bigotry. They don't like, non-Muslims. There's bigotry against non-Muslims. And all this bigotry and hate and division, well, that's not what we want in the Western world. And so we must bring in laws saying that you cannot have a charity and no money must be given to any charity that does not fully embrace human rights. And no money can be given to countries. No aid can be given to countries that do not fully accept human rights. Now, they're going to say, yes, but our religion says. Well, let's say, well, look, religion is your choice. But if you've made your choice, then that's fine. But we do not agree with that. And so we will not give you aid. If you want to change your religion, that's fine. We can do that. We can talk to you then. But that's up to you. It's your choice. End of story. But it's our money. Yeah? Your choice, our money. And then let's see how they go. And certainly you shouldn't be rewarding the likes of Saudi Arabia with the World Cup. I mean, their action on human rights is so disgusting, but they're all the same. All these, and predominantly Muslim countries, terrible human rights records. They shouldn't be rewarded with sporting fixtures, and they certainly shouldn't be given charitable status. No. If you cannot abide by civilized life, and you want to maintain some kind of barbarism with hate and division and bigotry, that's your choice, but you ain't benefiting from it. There you go, said my piece on that one. Anyway, questions have been raised after it was revealed that the Scottish Government handed out £372,000 to a mosque which has been linked to the Iranian state. Demands have been made to find out what due diligence was performed before the substantial amount of cash was handed out. Probably the due diligence was Hamza Yousaf going, here, my mates need this money, hand it over, will you? And that would have been about it, allegedly. The Al Mahdi Islamic Centre of Glasgow has been claimed to be an unauthorised base for the Iran regime in Scotland, and its sister outpost of the Islamic Centre in England, which is in London, hosted a vigil for Qasem Soleimani, Iran's military commander, after he was killed in a US drone strike. Not enough of them happening. Now, I will say, even if it's only suspicious, if they are suspected of being, should we say, a security concern, then they must be closed down, every single person in there arrested, questioned, and then thrown out of the country because they are a security risk. We cannot allow risk. Risk kills people. We've seen what risk does in 7/7. We've seen it in 9/11. We've seen what risk is, and we've seen what risk is from a certain group. So let's reduce the risk and throw them out. It was previously revealed that the SNP executive had paid more than $193,000 previously to the Al Mahdi Foundation, which is a charity, and they use the word charity quite inappropriately. It's used for raising funds for weapons, allegedly, based in the same premises in the city's south side. But the true cost of the grants given to the charity is almost double that sum. Scottish Tory spokesman Russell Findlay wrote to the government's Transport, Net Zero and Just Transition Secretary, the Saturday girl, Mary McCallan, and asked how much money had been handed out to the charity. The foundation has displayed the flag of the Islamic Republic and also an image of Ayatollah Khomeini, who'd issued a death sentence on Sir Salman Rushdie. That alone is a hate crime. If you're issuing a death sentence, that's a hate crime. That means that Ayatollah Khomeini is a hate character. We must ban that. We must ban any association with that. So the flying of any Arabic symbology from the Islamic Republic and things like that must be deemed to be hate crime. In the same way that the swastika is a hate crime, let's deal the same. Let's treat one the same as the other and ban them all. If I was to put on and fly a flag, of a very popular flag back in the 30s, the German flag of the 30s, National Socialist flag, technically I've got a right to fly it, but it could be seen as offensive, and therefore I could be asked to take it down. I get that. But in the same way, I find that offensive. So why is one getting a different rule from another? Don't understand it. Anyway, the Al Mahdi, this is Mary McCallan replying. She said the Al Mahdi Foundation received £372,000 of climate change fund grant. This is great. This is an Iranian charity. Iran produces fuckloads of petrol, and yet we're giving them a climate change fund. Do you know how rich they are? Perhaps they don't need it. If they truly wanted to do something about climate change, they could stop drilling for oil. Stupid, isn't it? Again, morons. Only this is dangerous morons. This is giving money to a regime that will kill us eventually. The SNP minister claimed that due diligence checks were made, and I don't believe a word of that because it's the SNP and they're all lying two-faced twonks. She said that projects were monitored, don't believe that, to ensure they delivered against the objectives and grants were paid out on an incurred expenditure. Again, don't believe a word of this. It's just all lies. It's just, let's just flick some money over there to my mates in the mosque, isn't it? That's all it is. It's Hamza and his mates in the mosque. Mr. Findlay insisted that there were still, allegedly it was mates in the mosque. Mr. Findlay insisted that there were still many unanswered questions about why such a charity was given so much public funding. Shouldn't have got a penny, not one brass farthing. He told the Times, it's extraordinary now to discover that the amount of taxpayers' money handed to this centre was almost double what was previously admitted, yet the entire process remains shrouded in typical SNP government secrecy. We know why. We know what they're doing. Salting away, let's make my mates down that mosque rich, maybe. That's all it is. And as for climate change, from a country that produces billions of barrels of oil, firstly, they can afford their own. And secondly, if it was true climate change, you'd just nuke the bloody oil fields, wouldn't you? There you go, sorted. You won't be contributing to climate change anymore, as their entire oil field is a radioactive hole in the ground, which would actually massively improve the country tenfold. Anyway, it's been claimed that by dissidents that the Al Mahdi Foundation has become an official consulate and was used as a polling station for the Iranian presidential election in 2021. And if that's the case, it absolutely needs to be levelled to the ground and everyone involved thrown out of the country. It's that. That is an act of war. The Home Office has confirmed it is aware of the concerns of the Glasgow Centre, said we continually assess potential threats in the UK and will continue to use all our tools at our disposal. If you want to use all your tools at your disposal, you'll level it to the ground and throw them all out the country. Is it just me? Or is that just the easiest thing to do? Remove the threat. Then there is no threat. Anyway, coming up, rounding off, and we'll finish the video. And haven't I done well? Didn't get angry. But isn't it weird how much money is being given to a mosque? Isn't it weird how all this happens after a certain person rises very high in the party? Isn't it weird? There's a lot of weird things going on, isn't there? Shady, sleek it, secretive. They don't want to tell you anything. They want to cover everything up. And then they get everyone to lie about it and drop the wrong numbers, and then confuse the numbers, then muddy the waters all the time because the truth is so damaging. Anyway, I'll finish there. Thank you very much for watching. I think this was a good one. Do please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later. Bye.